Hey, day 50. We started from the bottom, now we're here. Just kidding. I'm so excited. I can't believe I did 50 days of self-connection. I will admit, I haven't done exactly 2 hours every day. There have been some days where I've been so busy, but I still got at least an hour in. Right now, I just did a half an hour because I have a super busy day today again. I'm working on this new album. Things are starting to look up a lot. I just kept doing what I needed to do, stay on top of my nutrition, rest, meditation, gym, socializing with friends, getting that proper sleep in, and just keeping things in balance. Also taking care of myself, not worrying so much about the people around me. I think that was a big part of it, regardless of what's going on with them. And what I want to talk about today was Stoicism. I ran on this great question on Cura. It's a forum site. I used to have the app, but basically people ask a bunch of questions like Yahoo Answers, and people can answer the questions forum style, and you can vote on the best answer, and the highest rated answer, not always the best answer by the way, will be shown first. And if it's really popular, it'll get thrown into a Cura Digest email newsletter thing you'll get every day or every other day. And one of them was, what are some bio life hacks? There's a whole thing called biohacking where you use technology and nutrition and different, I guess, activities to enhance your physiology, your biochemistry. Things like taking cold showers promotes good health, and keto diets and stuff like that. But one of them was being stoic. Stoicism, you have to be still like a statue, which is what we do when we meditate and we self-connect. But the idea is that you're refraining from life's pleasures or the activities of life. And you're also disciplining yourself for a certain period of time. And it requires self-control. But when you do that, you have a new appreciation for all the things that you do. You're not just immediately eating like crazy, unless you're like me, and you starve sometimes. You're not immediately just like scarfing down your food. You're not just making the coffee like any other day. You're not just going for a walk. You're not just driving your car. You're not just hanging out with friends like any other day. Like, you're really enjoying the fact that you get to move and breathe and live, just like the simple things, or sitting in the sunshine. If you hadn't been spending an hour or two a day being still and being within your mind, you wouldn't necessarily have that appreciation. And I guess that's where the idea of stoicism comes into play. Because we do spend a lot of time just buzzing around and just mindlessly and aimlessly doing stuff. And sometimes we don't even know why we're doing what we're doing. Sometimes we're doing it just to distract ourselves from a thought or an emotion, which is... I see how it could be helpful, but I also could see how it could be harmful too, because there's too much of anything is bad, right? Too much of anything is not good for you. Sometimes we just need to sit with this stuff and practice stoicism, practice meditation, self-connection, self-discipline, self-control, whatever you want to call it. And we just let that thing undo itself, and it's not really a problem. I think people mix up, this is going to blow my mind. I think people mix up having bad emotions or thoughts as having a problem. I think it's when we ignore and distract and suppress that stuff is when we start having a problem. Because it has to come out some way. You can't just hide from it forever. You can't push it down forever. It'll just explode out of you somehow. Anxiety, stress, depression, emotional outbursts, nervous breakdown, whatever it is. Or you start getting addicted to alcohol, or seeking approval, or thinking the same thoughts over and over again, or shaming yourself. Like, it's got to go somewhere. So people mix bad emotions with having a problem, and they think if they have a problem, they need to solve it, and that makes the ego and the mind happy, but it doesn't really make you happy, because you're pretty much shaming yourself. It's really easy to do. You're saying, like, hey, like, it's not okay to have this. I need to do something about this. I need to be a tough guy, or I need to be a big girl, and get through it and ignore it. I used to do this a lot. The year of 2015, I had moved to Atlanta. It was my first big jump to a big city to do music. And I did any gig I could find, like literally all of them. And sometimes I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this right now. Like, this is too much for me. Or like, I don't like doing this. This is not my soul's calling. And I had that little voice inside of me, and then I had another voice that was like, no, you need to get through this. You need to be able to do all these gigs. You need to be like so-and-so. You need to be able to do it like this. Boom, 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 boom. Make as much money as you can. Listen to what your parents said and make as much money as you can. You shouldn't feel this way. You got to be like a machine. You just got to plow through all this. And even on my days off, I would still try to be doing work. And sometimes I would lose my voice, and I tried working on my own music, because that's what I really wanted to do. And I didn't have any, I couldn't do it. My body gave out. And I was like, something's not right here. And eventually I fell into a complete burnout and then depression. And I didn't really do much with music. I still tried to a little bit, but I didn't really do much with music for like 3 months. I was completely out of it. But then I went on in 2016 to go on, I raised a bunch of money online with Periscope and with my fan base in Florida, and went on a tour of California, really, for about 10 months. But I saw all these places and met all these people and did all these things in between. Anyways, but things didn't start changing for me until I started accepting that I was having certain thoughts and emotions, and that it was okay to feel those things. And that's what I'm saying. That stoicism, self-connection, just being still with yourself is actually a really good thing. It is not lazy. It is the most productive thing you could do for yourself. Because you could think about it, it sets yourself up right for the rest of the day. And I tell people this, and a lot of people have a resistance to it. They have a problem with sitting still. It's almost as if they feel like they're not doing something, that they're bad. And it's such like external world brainwashing. I think that's what I'm going to call it. It's such external world brainwashing to think that you have to be doing something, or you have to be achieving, or you have to have a certain status or material thing to be doing something, to be worthy. But it's actually the opposite. It's when you really accept that you are worthy when you're sitting still, regardless of what's happening, is when you can do amazing things, because those amazing things are smaller than you. When you make something bigger than yourself is when trouble happens, because you're coming from a place of inferiority. And when you come from a place of being small and insecure, you're not attracting abundance. You're really attracting desperation and scarcity. And it sounds crazy to think about, but it's really true. Sitting still is the most productive thing you can do, because you have no choice but to evolve. You're not giving in to your thoughts and emotions, whatever they may be, and you're just letting them sit and undo themselves. And the longest it can go is maybe 30, 45 minutes usually. And then some other thing comes over you, and you have some peace, and you start having epiphanies, and you start realizing that the real you is separate from the mind that's constantly thinking and buzzing around. It's really insane, but not really insane at all. It's just that we're not used to it, and we didn't really truly fully realize the power that is within us. So be still. Watch your life just take off. Stay sexy, friends. I'll see you soon. Bye.